The finals! We're here, everybody! It's not the grand final yet, but we are on day one of the finals of the Masters Clash. Infernal Shrines our first map today. So currently we are in the winner bracket semi-final. We got Oxygen Esports up against the Bangbush. Map number one is Infernal Shrines. And this is all offline. So again, guys, this is all offline. All the players are currently in Paris. Now, I don't think that I can provide you with a whole lot of footage from the event itself, from the players on stage, because currently I don't have a link. So I don't have any kind of source material from the venue. I don't have a video link that I can show you or that I can incorporate into my assets here to give you a bit of pictures of them. But you'll have to take my word for it. This is actually happening offline. So all the players are currently there. We have on the left side for the Bangbush, Nano is subbing in, and we got IR playing, who is Swamgrota. So Nano, as far as I know, is subbing in for Bishops, because, well, Bishops probably has some trouble traveling with the whole Ukraine and Russia debacle, obviously, that will complicate things. And therefore, they got budget Bishops, which is Nano. He's also good on Hanzo. And then we got Swamgrota, apparently playing on the account IR because he forgot his email address or something like that. Like, I don't know what exactly was going on there, but he, yeah, popped off in Paris and he was just like, email on my account, good question, next question. So, for Oxygen Esports, we got a Blaze in. This is obviously the Hardo lineup. The Hardos are here. And, well, off we go. CCL canceled their offline finals. I heard a little bit of how much they thought it would cost to host offline finals, and I was just like, the fuck are you people doing? With that amount of money, I can run Heroes Esports for 3 years without a problem. I honestly would really love to know how much they're paying people that are involved in their organization, because, I mean, waste of money, Jesus Christ. Either way, for the Masters Clash, we still got our offline finals, and we have Paris popping off now. So this is a best of 3 series. The semi-finals and the winner bracket are the only matches that are best of 3s, to my knowledge. Everything else is a best of 5, and we have a best of 7 final. And it's hammer time! Yo, you go in Infernal Shrines, and you don't pick the Sergeant away from them. And the Germans, they are locking the hammer in. So, the tanks. On the other hand, though, we got Junkrat for Nano, so there's that. Yeah, Johanna for a bit of a blind, and then Junkrat for potential displacement of Sergeant Hammer. So, not really too bad. As far as anti-hammer drafts go, this isn't too shabby. So you have a good starting point to make this work for them. And if you're going up against Oxygen Esports these days, let's face it, you know that this is an option. So maybe they even baited them in a little bit. Now, the quick ban on Maiev. I would still say that Oxygen Esports is the favorite here in the series, but let's not forget that Bangbush in the recent qualifiers for the X Cup Summer did extremely well against Chile Mountain. Now, you can always say, well, it was a qualifier, you know, teams were also just like experimenting maybe a little bit, but something to still take note of. So Bangbush on a good day, they can take anyone down. They're currently the number 3 in Europe, but of course, they want to aim higher than that. Okay. Game number 1. There's also quite a little prize money on the line, obviously. 12,000 euros in total. We got Rega and Leoric now for them. And on the right side of the map, Bad Benny and Nick. And here comes Genji and Muradin. Yeah, when we're talking hammer time, they go for all the hammers right now. So, yep, that is pretty sweet. Last but not least, Skok has to lock in his pick for the blue team, the Bangbush, rounding out the draft here. We're already running a little bit late. Roughly an hour, as expected. As I learned from multiple events in the past that were hosted by French organizations, a French minute can be anything from 2 to 8 minutes, normal people time. So when the French tell you we're running 5 minutes late, that can mean pretty much anything. But either way, we're here, we're starting the show, and we got the games coming up. So let's jump straight in. Map number 1 here at the Masters Clash Finals in the winner bracket semi-final. We got Oxygen Esports going up against the Bangbush. Time for game number 1, time for Infernal Shrines, and, well, let's get the show started with Lauba and Johanna. We got Swamgrota on Leoric, Skok on Sylvanas, Henning on Reriga, and Nano is playing Junkrat. Right on the right side of the map in red, we got Hazu on Sergeant Hammer, starting things off with the advanced artillery again. We got Bad Benny on Murden, Copenhagen on Blaze, Nick on Genji, and Yazu on Anduin. So once again, we have the Anduin light bomb engage as a possibility for the red team. And the Hammer moving down to the bottom of the map. It's a very well-rounded draft. You have Anduin that can always save Sergeant Hammer. If you're a bit worried about what Junkrat and others on the blue team side can do to the tank, then of course you can always go into your level 4, into the siege tactics. They've been experimenting a lot with the regenerative biosteel lately, but this is another option that you have if you are afraid that your opponent has too many displacement abilities or can lock you in another way with a good blast shield, let's say, or whatever. So definitely a lot of tools to keep Sergeant Hammer alive, but there's also quite a few that the blue team can bring to the table when it comes to targeting the tank. Well, for now, Benny is already zipping this out, but this is already awesome. Again, this is all playing out in an offline environment, and obviously all these games have been previously played on the European server anyway, so it's not like there are now all of a sudden insane ping advantages for a team or another, but there's always that added stress of just playing in front of an audience, and there's all kinds of players. There's a lot of players that just thrive in front of an audience and with that added pressure, but there's also some that will really struggle dealing with all of that. When we're talking about veterans like Hazu and Nick, then that is obviously not to be expected, but there's always the chance that some of the newer players that doesn't have that much offline experience is, affected by it. Something to consider here for sure. At least for now, we have camps claimed, and the blue team is taking a tiny lead since they're now going for this. And the Bang Bush, obviously, I mean, they are really hoping that they can make a big dent this time. Generally speaking, it's already kind of fun that we have this offline in the first place. There were a couple of pictures yesterday floating around on Twitter with the boys getting together for some food, Whoopi in some of them. And just seeing the Granite boys here at an offline event again is, of course, fantastic. Hopefully we're going to have a lot more offline events throughout the Heroes of the Storm. As long as they keep the servers up, you know. We need to have some more offline events up. That would actually be kind of nice, especially when we're talking about international events. That would always be the dream here, as we had earlier this year, for example, in Miami already. But, yep, we got, with level 4 talents now, the choice to go into the regenerative biosteel. So no siege tactics, which again has certain advantages, but it also means that you have to be way more careful about what Johanna is going to try and do to you and what's going to happen with Junkrat. If Nano gets a good lock-in with one of his mines, he can always cause problems there. So Muradin sitting... Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid that I might actually get sick again. Friends of mine have caught COVID. And today, my throat is starting to act up a little bit. It's nothing too bad yet. And I've actually been monitoring over the last couple of days also if I'm running a fever again. Obviously already had it back when Delta was all the rage, but I could really do without getting sick during the Masters Clash. That would be kind of nice. After casting the entire season, it would suck a little bit if this was kicking in just as we had the final 2 days. So let's just hope for the frog in the throat. And I think he just jumped out, so we're fine again. But yeah, either way. Now, we have still not seen a single kill here. Reminds me a bit of the HTC days, I gotta say. Teams being exceptionally cautious at the beginning and just doing their thing. For now, what we currently have is, yep, Oxygen down here at the bottom of the map doing their thing. Already everybody else jumping in with Murden being targeted. Yes, here we go. And so far, so good. So, 0 kills, but the first objective is doing some work. The blue team got this one more or less for free since Oxygen Esports was trying to get some counter value. But here we have it. We got the fort nearly destroyed down to the bottom of the map. Nano and Hazu, they're still doing some work here with Sergeant Hammer trying to stop them from taking another tower down. So not a single kill in the game yet as we're 4.5 minutes in. The first objective is always one where you can make the decision whether or not you really want to go and be super aggressive. on the Shrine fight, or if you just want to buy a bit more time for you. That's especially interesting when you're playing Sergeant Hammer or Tychus, because the level 10, or in Sergeant Hammer's case, the level 7, have huge impacts on the power that you have in these 5-man battles. So Oxygen Esports decided to let the first one go. They were able to save their fort, but they lost a lot of the structures in towers and outside. In experience, they are still very, very close, and that's the more important part here. They're trying to stay even in structures and in experience, but they're starting to suffer now because Sylvanas is making all of this a lot more difficult for the red team. Defending here is not all that easy. So as it stands, we now are closing slowly in on level 10, but we have another fort that is really dropping low for Oxygen Esports. So the early game is something that they were willing to give up a bit because they believe in all of their power, starting with level 10 and in Sergeant Hammer's case even level 7. But they really have to showcase that because at this point it's Bang Bush's game. They are the one that drive what's happening here. And they might just get the first kill. They're trying to go for Bad Benny and they drop Mirrodin. Mirrodin is down. Both teams with level 10 abilities now. And of course, it's not like the blue team has an insane lead or anything. It's still a lot that can be recovered from, but can they? Good Ancestral, early pull on it, since we saw Genji engaging, but there comes the kill as Nick takes Nano down. Nano dead, there's the counter kill. Oxygen Esports trying to fight back. They've been on the back foot for quite some time here and really playing this defensive, but now with level 10 abilities, their whole goal is to take control of the game and start to be the team that makes the decisions here. Yeah, another quick hit. Leo Svamgrotta, the Stormbolt, and he activates his trade like a boss. Yeah, and Sergeant Hammer is now starting to siege up here, so off we go. We have a situation in which Oxygen Esports, after level 10 kicked in, started to take a bit more control in this game. They have 2 kills to 1 now, slightly in experience. They didn't lose any of their forts, which is pretty important here too. Of course, they suffered some damage on them. But the more important part is that they didn't really lose anything here. So now that we are continuing the party, as you can see, we got the camps taken as both of the teams will then focus towards the bottom of the map. So the Siege Giant camps become really important at the top, since it is as far away of the shrine as you could possibly be. So yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. But at this point, they are willing to fight. This is exactly what I talked about earlier. The first one you can kind of let go. Second one sometimes happens as well, but now both of the teams are fully committed to the battle and are all going for it in an attempt to lock the second objective in. So, yep, there we are. Quickly done. There come the hits. And can they do a little bit more on this one? Yeah, they're 14 to 19 points right now. Big jump as Mirrodin is moving back out, but it's looking good for Oxygen Esports. The blue team still willing to commit to this. They're dancing around the shrine, also taking some minions down in the hope to get level 13, but they won't get it early. Sylvanas goes down though, as Genji comes in with another light bomb engaging, gets the kill. Not only Sylvanas is down, but Leoric as well. The undead are falling, as with 4 kills to 1, Oxygen Esports locks in level 13 and claims the Punisher. Nice. So, all of a sudden, the move through the bot lane that could result in the first fort getting dropped, but look at this. They're diving in deep. I mean, really deep at this point. Wow. They're totally going for it now. Yeah, 4 kills, level 13, and they're gonna get the fort for sure. They were pushing them past the fort so that there was not even a chance for the Bang Bush to defend this properly. In the middle of the map, Sergeant Hammer with napalm and long-ranged attacks is also removing the wall, taking another tower down. Side walls are destroyed too, and just pushing into this is tricky. Now there are a lot of tools in the arsenal. I talked about this in the early game in the draft. They got the blind on Jojo, they got the blessed shield, and in addition to that they have the follow-up with Junkrat, but they really need to coordinate this. These need to be punchy, on-point attacks that they're executing here. They can't go for the long drawn-out battle, or they're really going to suffer. But yeah, so we got 4 kills, 2-1. Top side, Mirrodin, he's moving back down after defending the top fort. Bit of a gap in experience between the two teams, but as long as level 16 isn't here, still something that the Bang Bush can deal with. So another quick move right there, making the play for the mid lane, taking another wave down, locking in a bit more XP, hoping to get that level 16 that I was just mentioning a second ago. And Lauber in position as well. But yes, we move down to the bottom of the map now. In the middle, Leo still getting attacked and rotating, of course. But Nick is now saying hello. And together with Mirrodin, they might just get the kill here. Very quick reaction by Swamp Grotto on the other hand. Just before the Stormbolt connects, he comes in, uses the Wraith Walk, moves out, and ensures that he doesn't get locked down again and taken apart. But half a level, 216. And Leo gets attacked again, and this time, this might be a little bit too close. Yep, he goes down. Genji gets another one, so good job by Nick. Hey, he's getting a lot of damage in. He's really starting to pressure them, and now they have a level 16 talent advantage. The objective hasn't been announced yet, but it's not going to take much longer, so that's the downside of all of this now. Hazu even with a pause. Oof. Yeah, that is always a bit dicey if you have that problem at an offline event. I mean, offline in quotation marks, in the sense that obviously all of these games are not really offline, so I assume that the internet... Oh no, they actually had somebody drop. That could be a problem. Yeah, if you are dropping at a LAN, then that's not really good news. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, but this could take a little bit longer. Either way, once that Blaze is back to business, we're going to head into the next objective, slowly but steadily. There's still a level that they have to bridge before they have their own level 16 talents, but we'll see how the Bang Bush is going to do on the next objective. That's definitely going to be very, very important to see how the game is going to shape up here. But of course, now, first and foremost, they got to fix whatever the problem here is with Blaze. And we're back to business. Copenhagen is back. Apparently, he disconnected. Not quite sure how that happened, considering that they are all on the same internet connection, or at least I would assume so. Maybe he kicked his PC a little bit, like, I have no clue. But either way, at this point it seems that we're going to have that 16 versus 16 battle over the Shrine as anticipated, since it hasn't been announced yet, and they're only half a level behind. So that's the good news for all the Bang Bush fans here. Taking a quick look also at the damage output from Nick in particular. He's at 27,000, Sergeant Hammer at 24k. But of course the big thing with Sergeant Hammer is really the siege damage here. Siege damage is pretty solid. Now we have, with 5 kills to 1, still both of the teams on level 16 now. And this is the moment where the Bang Bush really has to step it up a bit. They dominated the early game. Until level 10, they were the ones to make all the decisions and really forced their playstyle onto Oxygen Esports, who were totally fine to wait things out until they had a level 10 and also level 7 for Sergeant Hammer. But then afterwards, the red team, they took control of the game. And now it is up to the Bang Bush to turn things around and really fight for this one. The camp gets taken by both teams, but it's all about who is winning this upper Shrine. Because keep in mind that they still run Sylvanas here, so Sylvanas can enhance any push that you have. Once that you are winning a team fight and lock in a Punisher, you can go ham on them. So that's what they need to do here. But winning the team fight is not as easy as it might seem. There's a lot of good control from Oxygen Esports, and they are going to try and force that onto the opponent again. Both teams have a fort at the top, which means that both of them also have a fountain where they can top off their hit point and mana pools. But the position on the Shrine is now slowly taken, thanks to Sergeant Hammer, by Oxygen Esports. The Bang Bush wants to go for the hit here, pushing the Hammer back, also using the blinds from Jana here. Lauber is doing what he can, but the red team has already started to pull ahead a little bit. The light bomb combo still up. Here comes the Entomb, isolating them a bit, but not really catching anyone. Just moving them towards the top, and Benny is now put into a corner. Here comes the light bomb engage. The light bomb on Sylvanas. They're trying to get the kill here. They're slicing, they're dicing, they're trying to get the hit, and Genji nearly falls. Sylvanas got away, but everybody is low and suffering a loss of hit points, especially true for Jojo, who now dies to Genji as Nick once again locks another kill in. 6 kills, 2-1, a 5 versus 4, and Sylvanas is already moving into the middle, indicating that the Bang Bush is giving up on this particular Punisher. Matters get worse as Junkrat falls, meaning the defense at the top is going to be a lot more difficult. The fort will fall, but at least they can now push into the mid lane and take this one down as well. Even with Copenhagen trying to burn it down, the fort is destroyed. Sylvanas is hearthing back. Nicely done. Nick was already looking for her. Bad Benny sitting in the middle, trying to make sure that even if there's a rotation from the middle, he can slow it down. But the push towards the top is ongoing as we speak. But here we go. 7 kills to 1. 2-level lead currently for Oxygen Esports. Yep. And another pause. Jeez. Is it Blaze again? Copenhagen, what are you doing? I have no idea what that bad boy is currently trying to pull with his PC, but that is the second time that he's dropping. So that internet connection doesn't seem to like him at all. I have no idea what's going on, but Copenhagen definitely is in a bit of trouble here. Then again, they're way ahead, so things are looking good for them in the game. We have Genji even pushing through the bottom of the map right now for even more damage, but for now, we gotta wait for Copenhagen to get back into the game. And we're back, everybody. So, Copenhagen having some issues here. Rumor has it that he didn't pay the upgrade for the bunker, so that thing does have no Wi-Fi currently. And you know, every single time he bunkers up, there's just a lack of a wireless connection that immediately leads to him disconnecting in the game. That's the best explanation that I've heard so far, but that just teaches you. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's just worth it to go for the premium version, to just upgrade. Better pay a little bit more once than just continuously having to upgrade whatever you're trying to buy there. So Copenhagen, they need to deal with that. But either way, for now it seems to be alright in the sense that every single time he disconnects, apparently his screen turns black and he drops. Uh-oh, he bunkered. He's still there. But yeah, so apparently his screen turns black, he disconnects. He can reconnect into the game. So for this map, it's kind of fine. But afterwards, of course, they need to fix whatever the issue, the underlying problem here is. As it stands, we have a big advantage for Oxygen Esports. They have level 20 already. They are really doing work, pushing with 7 kills to 1, a 2-level advantage. The top keep has taken damage thanks to the Punisher push, and now they're trying to do the same thing here in the middle. Hazo upgraded to the advanced Lava Strike. The range increase alone is helping them to easily poke this down. Now, it's going to take a long time, don't get me wrong, but pushing into Sergeant Hammer is something that nobody in their right mind really wants to do without a fully coordinated attack. And I highly doubt that's going to happen before they have even talents. So this keep is going to suffer more hit point losses before all of this is said and done. But they might not be able to take it down. So Bangbush is holding on. Bangbush, they are holding on to that last bastion right here. And do what they can to stay in the game. Get level 20. And then hope for another fight that would allow them to maybe, just maybe, get a bit of work done. So 7 kills to 1. And level 20, the Storm Talons. They are nearly ready. But here we are. We got a big push for the camp. And it's taken by the blue team. So good for them. A little bit more experience. And they don't have to deal with it now. Talking about camps. Sergeant Hammer is now busy at the bottom of the map. And here come our level 20s. Blinded by the light. He's actually letting up on it. Yeah, look at that. Blaze playing it safe because he doesn't have vision on the blue team and he doesn't want to get caught here. This is a really good example of somebody playing it safe. Look at Copenhagen. He moved away from the camp that he was about to take and is now hiding because they don't know where the blue team is. So they play it safe. They're just saying, what does this camp do for us? It pushes the bot lane out. But if we don't know where they are, let's not make that play because this is how we could lose the game. Now they had some vision. They can get Blaze back into business. We, by the way, have now Buried Alive, Withering Barrage, and especially Buried Alive, of course, is a huge game changer. If Svampgrota is able to hit a good Entomb, that could really help them. But the red team has the camps set up on the bot and the top lane, so this is a bit of a Hail Mary for the Bangbush as well. They need to win this fight. They were able to lock in a single kill in this game as they dropped Bad Benny early on. But since then, they haven't gotten even one. Here comes the Dwarf. They go back into the backline. Light Bomb! The Ancestral on Nano! And he is alive. This time the engage didn't work out for them, but another Storm. Oh, and Benny! Oh, he wants to get the kill with Nick. He can't. But there's the pull. Anduin ruining the plays again as we have an Entomb drop. Benny is low. Benny! Oh, and he made it out. At the same time, the keep up here at the top is about to fall. And it seems that once again the Bang Bush is willing to give this one up. I don't think they can. We have Sylvanas moving towards the fountain. The top 4, the top keep has fallen. Bottom keep is also going to soon get attacked, but they're once again moving straight in for the shrine as we're having Oxygen Esports trying to get the hits in. 7 kills, 2-1. Bottom keep under pressure. Core getting attacked by the top camp. It is a problem for Bang Bush. They're in so much trouble right now. And again, the jet propulsion, this time missing as another stun is about to connect with the blue team players. The Punisher is already claimed. They haven't lost anybody here, but they're losing points on the core thanks to the catapult, and they're also losing their bottom keep. Things are not looking good for the Bang Bush in game number 1. The core is down to 71%. The push in the mid lane likely going to cost them another keep and likely the game. Here, a second keep has already fallen, and things are starting to look absolutely brutal for the blue team in game number 1 of the best of 3 here in the winner bracket semi-final. Bye-bye Sylvanas, she's down, so is the keep. No structure is standing anymore. That's gonna be game. The Bang Bush on their way to victory. Sorry, Oxygen Esports on their way to victory. My bad. The red team locking in the 1-0 against the Bang Bush on Infernal Shrines. Here we go. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Oxygen Esports with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. Again, quick reminder, looking at the winner bracket semi-final, those are the only best of 3 matches that we have in the tournament. And here comes the Brightwing ban and the Sergeant Hammer ban. They were totally willing to let Sergeant Hammer go through the draft in game number 1, but, well, didn't turn out too good for them. So there it is. We got Diablo banned out. And right now, we got, as the final ban, well, in the first ban phase in Battlefield of Eternity, maybe Hanzo, some of the damage dealers against the Immortal. So far, neither Sylvanas nor Hanzo have been targeted in any kind of way, shape, or form. So everybody's still up for grabs here, and they go for Blaze. It's actually kind of surprising to me too, because this was really quick that we started from map number 1 into map number 2. I personally expected a break to look into whatever the issue is with Copenhagen, who disconnected twice in the first game. Apparently, they assume that everything's going to be fine there. Maybe they just told him to stop watching porn in the background. That might have been one of the problems here. I mean, you know Copenhagen. So, yeah. He probably wasn't happy about it, but then again, if it fixes the issue, you know, you just got to. You just got to. Hanzo gets locked in, doesn't get banned, so there's the immediate pick for Hazu as we're going into game number 2. And this could obviously be the final map of the series, right? So for Bang Bush, it's kind of important. If they don't want to drop down into the loser's bracket, they really have to come in here with a bit of a bang and get the win to force game number 3. But we have Hogger for Swamp Grotta, and we got Nano now on Li Ming with the next 2 picks. What do we get for the front line right now? I mean, immortal damage is already better for the blue team, for the red team, obviously, at least for now. Li Ming is always nice for that poke when you have that standoff situation around the objective. She doesn't quite pack the same punch as Hanzo. There's Lucio, and we have Urel, the Space Goat, against Hogger at the top. Okay. What do we get with the next bans? We got still Nick to consider. Now, there's a chance that you go for the Shimada brother setup again with Genji and with Hanzo. That could be banned out. Sylvanas is also still up for grabs. I would expect that one of the teams either picks or bans her. They take Mirrodin away from Bad Benny. Okay, Budget Gimli is out of the play for map number 2. But what are we banning here? Against the blue team. What's it gonna be? Yeah, they could... well, they target Maiev again. Okay, they did that previously, and they do it again. Maiev is out. It's gonna happen a lot when Ultralisk is playing. Once that we have a Chili Mountain, aka Team playing, that's gonna be a thing. But here comes Genji, and we get a Nubarak together with it. So this could very well be an Anduin pick on the final one. When Anubarak dives in, he can be saved by Anduin. They have 2 heroes that can dive. If they go for Hoggar's Hoarder pull, they have 3. And then with Anduin, they can go for Light Bomb engage. Henning is also one of the first players that really rocked Anduin when the hero was introduced on the competitive level. Back then, most people looked at Anduin and I was like, nah, not really. Karazim and Garrosh. Okay, double support. Nick is going for an aggressive Karazim here. They got 2 supports, but again, Karazim also trying to really get the damage out. It's something that other teams have pulled off, I mean, months back, but you don't see the whole lot. So they try this with additional cleansers too, and have now a bit of dive potential. And if Garrosh, for example, throws anybody into the back line, then Karazim can just simply move in with a 7-sided strike and do real damage here. Yeah, that sets us up for map number 2. Uther is getting picked, so we have a Divine Shield together with Genji instead of a Light Bomb engage. That works as well. Map number 2. Oxygen Esports against the Bangbush, everybody. Here's the Master Clash plays Paris. The offline event, it's finally here, and we're going to see the teams compete. Oxygen Esports with the lead. Can they make it 2-0, or are we going to game number 3? Let's find out. On the left side, Henning playing Uther. We got Lauba on Anubarak, Skok on Genji, Swamgrota on Hoggar, and Nano on Liming. On the right side of the map, it's Bad Benny on Garrosh. We got Hazorps on Hanzo, Copenhagen on Urel, Nick on Karazim, and Yazu is playing Lucio. Okay, so we have now down on the left side of the map already all our boys in action. And again, I'm going to say this probably a bit throughout the entire tournament. I hope that at some point I'm going to get a link from the French production team that allows me to show you guys a bit of footage from the venue itself, but currently I don't have that link. I'm honestly a bit surprised by it, because I've seen some of the public stream that I got there, the French stream, and at least on that they seem to have a source for it, so not sure what exactly the problem is, but hopefully somebody is able to provide that to me later. But for the moment, what we have is an early kill on Genji. Now that is not really great for the blue team. If you want to bring this back and then you start the game off with a loss of heroes, then yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. And it might be even another kill comes in. Laub at this point is probably just happy that he's not the first one to fall. Digging into the old memes right here. But yep, Genji the first one to bite the dust. So Nick already looking for a follow-up. A bit of easy damage. Now of course with Henning on Uther, that also means you have a few additional stuns that you can use there too. Comes the hit. Hoggar is topside. 1 kill to 0. Oxygen Esports. Oh, making it happen at the beginning. The kind of funny thing is that if you're playing damage Karazim, your level 1 doesn't even change. I mean, even if you're playing a solo heal Karazim, you always go for Iron Fist anyway. And it's kind of interesting that there's not more of a, adjustment on the level 1, whether or not you're going damage. Not the adjustments more so come later in the talent tree, but now we have kill after kill. I mean, that was a quick double that we just got from them, and this is Oxygen Esports setting the tone right here. I mean, check this one out. They're fighting this through. Anubarak gets thrown and gets killed, and then after that, even Hoggar finds himself in trouble and has no chance of escaping. So they get the double kill, and that allows them to pull ahead with 3 kills to 0. They nearly have an entire level lead. They also got the camp, so that's another one. They got the camp as well. The early level 4, which shouldn't have an impact on the objective. If anything, I could see Oxygen Esports with now the full camp clear and maybe another kill or 2 get to an early level 7, which would really help them in the Immortal fight. But initially, this lead in talents is not impact them. Simply because the Bangbush is catching up on it too. It's the level 7 that it's more of a question. But either way. Now, to be fair, Oxygen Esports from the beginning was the favorite for this series. Bangbush has been a consistent third in Europe for a long time now. That position is of course getting attacked by Granite Gaming now too. But Granite Gaming, honestly, Granite Gaming is more, I don't want to call them a fun team, they're not really, but if you're looking at the lineup that they're rocking with Wooby, with Breeze, and all those old schoolers, they just don't play as much anymore as they have in the past. They want to have some fun together with friends. I mean, they all know each other, obviously. So they don't really train a whole lot, but they can still capitalize on all of that experience that they have. But on a good day and with a bit of practice, they can definitely still make it into the top 3. And that's something where the Bergenbusch has also to be careful. Their ambitions for this tournament are, of course, to make it into the top 2, maybe even win the entire thing. But for that, they really got to get their act together. Oxygen Esports and Chili Mountain, the Hardos and Team Wah. With their old names, they are the ones that you really need to beat, and that was always a given from the get-go. We've seen incredible tournament runs from all of these teams, so upsets are always possible, but at least for now it seems that Oxygen Esports hasn't lost a step and is looking at a very good start into the tournament. They want to move on to the winner bracket final, and they're only one map win away from making this work. But Benny gets attacked again. They tried to go for him, they couldn't completely cut him off here. Could have been a kill, but they're not able to get it. And as they are trying to take the shield down here on the left side, they will lose the Immortal. But at least they can limit the amount of damage that's going to be done here by reducing the shield. And that's what they did. 5,600 hit points. That's all that they got to do here. And by now, we have, yes, level 7 talents. Very close for the red team. As you would expect. That's the advantage that they have with the double mercenary camp that they were able to take, and also, of course, the couple of kills. So this push is becoming dangerous. The extra talent is a big problem. There's also that double support that you have to think about. Yes, of course, Nick is going to play a more aggressive build and will go for damage, but he still has some healing capabilities which allow them to sustain more damage in these team fights than otherwise they would be able to, so they can hang out here a lot longer. And Hogga isn't here yet, so Urella's already arrived, but Hogga isn't here yet. There's still the level 7, and bye-bye Lauber. And Nuburak is dead just as Hogga arrives, so it's still a 4 versus 5. Nick dashes out, but Genji gets a kill, takes Hanzo down. Skork wants more than that, but he can't make it happen, so he pays for the kill with his life. Here's the level 7 talent finally for the Bergenbusch, and the Immortal is down, but so is the fort. So they lost the first structure at the first objective. It's tough for them. It's icy. You can bring it back. Not going to be easy, though. So things are popping up. We got 5 kills to 1. Let's have also a slight look at the experience distribution. And yes, those hero kills, they matter, of course, quite a fair bit. But then again, look towards the minion experience. Even there, Oxygen Esport pulling in the head. They have now the better passive experience because they just took a fort down. So all in all, they're pulling at an XP, trying to go for an early level 10. And they're even forcing the mercenary camp again. They're going to be claiming another one, even though Lucio died. So maybe that changes things. Now it's a 5 versus 4. They might have to give this one up after all. Here comes the play. They gotta give it up. Nice. Nice. The Bergenbusch coming in. And they're trying to bang up Benny, but they can't. How does Garrosh always walk out of these situations? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This could have been a cool moment for the Bergenbusch, and I guess it still was. They got a kill on Lucio and they took the camp. But if they kill Garrosh here as well, then they can push for the structures. So very sad that that didn't really work out for them. But alright. So level 10, soon TM for Oxygen Esports. Everybody's starting to move over to their respective camps. And Hogga is trying to go for a bit of a double. So they are going for that bot lane push now to get real pressure with 2 camps, not only 1. They take the Khaldor camp. Could have maybe even stalled this out a bit longer and just taken it a bit later, because now it's already in there quite early. But as you can see, Shaman camp comes in too. It allows for an early defense in favor of Oxygen Esports on the other hand. But they're trying to get some experience. They need it for level 10, and there it is. So Divine Shield together with the Extract this time. No Dragon Blade Divine Shield combo. They also got the Shockwave, so they're favoring the stuns here. Decimate on Garrosh, and we have the 7-sided strike. I mean, duh. Obviously, there's not going to be any other choice for Nick here, especially with the double support lineup that they're running. The high 5 for Lucio. And it is time to party. Let's go. Yeah, here we have it. Game number, objective number 2. A bit of a defense by Urel. Bot lane has taken damage, so that fort is low. That fort is low, but it's still there. Currently it's Kerosene to deal with the remaining ones. He's already moving in. Tap the fountain here too. They're starting to come in on the fight. Cocoon has been used already. And can they get a kill? Swamkarota gets the Divine Shield, gets out. Henning! The 7-sided not doing enough. Triple stun by Garrosh. Oh my god. And Nano gets Hanzoed. He's dead. Li Ming is gone. And Lauber, cooldown or die. Those are your choices. Actually, he's going to be dead either way because Copenhagen was already waiting in the wings here. Hasn't disconnected, by the way, yet. So yeah, good stuff. Now the problem, of course, is that with 2 heroes now down, the Bang Bush find themselves in a bit of a pickle. They want to defend the objective, but they can't really do it. So they have to suffer the halftime show. There's a lead for Oxygen Esports. But they can always try to fight back now that they have the 5 back on the map. The death timers are still very, very low this early in the game, so there is potential to go for the fight again. But there's a massive commitment by Oxygen Esports. They want this one. And they got Hanzo, of course. So, yep. Benny getting attacked again, makes it out. X-Strike did nothing. Lauber hits nothing. The Immortal is already taken, and the Bang Bush is getting banged up pretty heavily here. They're already 5 kills behind, 1 level behind, and now it's a big shield on the Immortal. Everybody willing to commit to this. Urel still at the bottom of the map, but probably not for much longer. She's going to make a move here too. Unless she's just happy going for the bottom wall. Garrosh is a little bit low. Much lower than I would like. 7-sided strike to save Nick as he was the target for just a second. And Urel is indeed pushing the bot lane. Yeah. They're pushing the bot lane out, forcing Hogger to now retreat too. That tower is about to go down, and it also gives them level 13. So the top 4, that one is not going to be saved. Level 13 talent advantage. Urel now rotating top side. And how far are they going to push this? Oh, arrow. Triple hit. They want to go for Lauber again, but the Divine Shield is keeping the cockroach alive. They want to try and stomp an Uberak out, but so far that wasn't really successful. They baited a few of the ults on the other hand, so that helps. But with the bot lane wall being banged up a bit and losing the first tower up at the top, the same thing has happened. 1.5 level lead, so a very solid advantage here for Oxygen Esports and Talons and experience. But 32,000 damage for Hanzo, 30,000 damage for Li Ming, and it's up to the camps that they're trying to take here. Yeah, try to take the camps and see what you can do with that. But, well, as you already have guessed, they even have to fall back from this because they're not quite sure what's happening with the other team. So, not really willing to commit to anything. There's also now the move towards the top. So, they're trying to follow this up so that in case that there is an attack, they can properly defend. It's a really, really annoying situation for the blue team. They find themselves in a very annoying spot where losing another hero or 2 might even lead to an early level 16. That's something that you can't really afford. You need to close the experience gap. You can't afford it to be widened. And yeah, it's just nasty. I mean, how do you play around this now, right? That's the big question. You need 13 and then you need to go for the objective. It's pretty much the only chance that you have. So they're giving up both of the Khaldor camps, the one at the top and at the bot lane, just so that they can fight with even talents and 5 heroes on the map for the next objective. And that's the one where they have to be successful. So they can take this one down without a problem. That's not going to be an issue. But the matter still stands. They have to now win this fight. This could be the beginning of the end if they lose another Immortal here. If they're getting banged up here again, then it's likely going to lead to the first keep being destroyed. And with more pressure through catapults, it's something that you can't really afford. So up at the top, Catapult and Camp are going to be escorted by Nick into the range here. Down to the bottom of the map, similar picture. So this is likely going to fall, but that's an easy sacrifice to make if you're winning the fight. But can they? That's the question. The stun against Genji. He's in trouble. Skok jumping out, gets the Divine Shield, attempting to re-engage here. Needs the healing. They're really in trouble. Uther struggling to provide it. If they take this much poke damage initially from heroes like Hanzo and others, then they are just in a world of hurt. And that's what's happening now. Half a level until 16, so we're soon going to get a talent lead also for them. They're even able... No, they're not able to defend the bottom fort. The top camp has been taken. 7-sided strike. Lauber getting attacked again. No Divine Shield available this time. They're trying to go for the kills. Bad Benny Still alive, and now, no, he's kept alive again. These double supports are just too much. Finally, some kills. And here comes the Bang Bush. Finally able to get some action going. Copenhagen in trouble, gets the heal, wants to get out. Still on the run. Genji, they get him. It's a triple, baby. They get the triple kill and are finally able to make some proper moves here. The Bang Bush not done with this series just yet. They're fighting back. They are down a talent, 16 on the side of the red team, but they got the time, and this time they're gonna get the Immortal. The blue team willing to fight back. They're taking the risk, and this time it pays off as Lauber and his boys are going for the big hits now. They have the Immortal. They got it on 50% shield. They're trying to get to level 16 so they can assist the push even further. And they go through the top lane where we already have another minion wave coming through. That should just be enough to give them level 16. Taking a couple of these towers down, and they're going for that fight. They're trying to catch them. They're trying to catch them on the rotation. The big arrow from the top side, though, as Hanzo is firing off his ult again. Nick is already trying to aim for Li Ming here with a quick kill. Divine Shield on Lauber as the seven-sided strike was unleashed on him. The Immortal is doing work at the top, and there's finally level 16. This nearly backfired. This nearly backfired. They were fighting without the level 16 talent because they were trying to catch them on the rotation. But now the entire fight was forced onto them afterwards. And without the level 16 talent, it was real tricky. But the top fort is now falling. Nobody lost a hero. And we still have a couple of ults available for the Bang Bush. They're trying to get more damage here. And they're bringing it slowly back. Nice moves made here by the Bang Bush as they are hoping to push this to game 3. Oh boy, 5 kills to 7 now. Everybody rotating bot side, but look at the experience. The gap is closing. Slowly but steadily, they're closing the gap. They were able to take both of the forts down. The fort at the bot lane was destroyed by the Shaman camp, and then the Immortal eliminated the one at the top, which puts us into a very even position. 5 kills to 7. 16 to 17. Half a level of an advantage only. And no structural advantage anymore for Oxygen Esports. Right here, we have Bang Bush trying their best to get back into the game. Nick hasn't died yet, neither has Hanzo. Both of them still alive here. Svamgrota playing it very, very slow up at the top. No super aggressive moves are being made here. Everybody is fully aware that if they're getting caught, if anybody jumps on them, on the lane, and there's a gank kill against one of their team players, then all of a sudden this could very well snowball. Death timers are pretty high at this point. We're 16 minutes on already, so you gotta be careful. Oh, this is getting spicy. I like it. It's getting really interesting now all of a sudden. Henning, Nano, and Skog, Lauber, they're all hoping to get the quick kill. And of course, with all the damage, by the way, we have way over 100 fists now on the side of Nick. That was to be expected. Went also into the spell shield here on his level 13. Coming in with 47,000 damage is Hanzo, the top damage dealer in the game, followed by Li Ming on the 45,000 that she provides. And the Immortal is spawning. This is for the first keep, maybe even for game. This is the one, everybody. Who can get the better engage? Who finds that one juicy target to take it down? So, yep, there we go. Already, the poke, both of them totally willing to just burn down the Immortal. Speed this up, wait for the halftime show. Very, very even trade. Bit of an advantage for the blue team. They have 3,000 hit points more on theirs. But it comes down to the attack. Quest completed. Hogger completes his level 4. Good for him. Still the push with the camp at the bot lane up at the top. Blue team going for the defense here on their own Immortal. This is getting good. This is getting absolutely fantastic. Hogger has to defend. There's too much here. There's too much shit traveling through the top lane. Down here at the bottom, similar picture. The fight in the middle, though. Genji has to zip out. We already have the attack, but this time the arrow misses. Hanzo misses the arrow. Genji nearly got Hanzo'd, but he's still alive. Cocoon already YOLO'd out. They abandoned the top keep for now. Svamgrota is coming back. The top keep is going to take some damage, but it's most likely not going to fall. Or at least not just now. They bought themselves a little bit more time. The attack is coming in again. Nobody has a talent advantage, and the 7-sided strike combo just drops Hogger. Their flea back is dead. It's a 4 versus 5. They want more, and they go for more. Nick is moving in. They're pushing them back out again. The Immortal with another stun is at least putting Urel in a bit of a pickle, but she's already fine and jumping straight after Genji, who now has to use the extract to get out here. They're being chased by Lucio. He gets a kill. He wants the double. They can't get Genji, but they're hoping for Uther, and they take him down. Uther is dead. Yasuo even trying to go for Genji here. They just can't make it happen. The heals are coming from Uther's Ghost, but now the Immortal has also been taken as Hanzo has fully focused onto the objective. They got level 20, and this is all accumulating in a big attack at the bottom of the map. The Fist of Legends, and another kill as Anubarak dies. Another kill. Anubarak is down. 11 kills to 5, and the keep is nearly gone as the Immortal arrives on the scene. This is bad. This is real bad for the Bang Bush. They are about to lose this series. The best of 3. It's over. It's game. I'm definitely calling this one. Genji is dead and so is Hogger. Only Li Ming is back up. That's a 2-0 victory for Oxygen Esports against the Bang Bush here at the offline final in Paris. Oxygen Esports, they move on to the winner bracket final, and the Bang Bush is being dropped down into the losers bracket. They're not out of the tournament yet. They have another chance here, but the tournament starts off with a loss for the blue team as Oxygen Esports advances to the next round of the winner bracket.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.